Alright, so as you can see, it's right there, which I guess you could say would be the cold side. Though I don't know if I would necessarily say that there is a cold side, since this entire room stays probably in the high 70s during the day, so it stays pretty warm in here regardless, which is why I use such a small heat pad and I don't really worry too much. I'm going to wait to introduce the cleaner crew. I've always kind of waited a little bit for the colony to kind of establish itself and for them to all kind of get in their hiding places and go wherever they want to go, rather than putting the cleaner crew in there and then dumping the Dubia on top of them and just getting them trampled. They're pretty resilient little guys, but it still seems like it would be the better solution. I'm actually going to throw a couple more in here. I for some reason don't like having the food like without some sort of, I guess, little extra space to get to it. So I'm just going to throw some more kind of hiding places, I guess, closer to the food. Put that around. So, yes, so. Okay. The little like indents for the wheels are making things a little bit more difficult. So if you can get a container that does not have wheels, it would probably make your life a little bit easier in that respect, but the wheels can be a little bit handy in ways. But that's basically how it will be, and I think that will work quite nicely when it comes down to it. So plus you can imagine adding water crystals, adding the cleaner crew, and the heat, and that's basically what the final product will look like, obviously with the addition of the Dubia themselves, which I'm going to put in right now. And I actually ended up getting these a little bit late. Well, I didn't get these late, I just, I was on vacation and they came a couple days before I got back, so I'm hoping that they all made it. Dubia, in my past experience, are pretty much impossible to kill unless you are a 80-year-old Italian woman and you just somehow murder them all. I've always kind of liked to just, yeah, they don't seem to want to just go in, but I've always kind of liked to just kind of put them in there. They look like they got like crushed at the bottom there, but I don't know, I'm just going to kind of put them slowly but surely together. And if you have a problem touching Dubia or touching roaches, or if anybody in your house is mortally afraid of roaches, I would not suggest getting Dubia. It would probably be not in your best interest. So basically what I'm going to do is put these little things on top, allow them to go out, and then take them out because they are covered in poop and such. And I think some of them did actually die, which is not cool. And the difference between the males and the females, basically half of these females already look pregnant to me, but you'll see that the males actually have like wings. Like that right there is a male, and I think, I could be totally wrong, I'm not exactly a Dubia expert, but going by my knowledge, and yeah, it's pretty moist at the bottom there, so yeah, that's not good. But it looks like the majority of them are fine, so I should have nothing to worry about. But I'm just going to actually just put that down. There are a couple dead ones, but you can't really expect anything less when you order bugs off the internet anyway, so I really don't want you to drag all of that stuff in with you. Here, you're gonna, sorry, you're being a moron. You too. Okay, are you dead? You're very dead. Okay, yeah, so you can definitely see, there definitely are some that didn't make it. due to it probably just getting too moist at the bottom there. It just seems like it just got moist and they just got like stuck to the bottom, which is a bummer, but I'll live. Okay, so this is roachless. That is roachless. That is roachless. And I'm just going to throw this little dustpan here. I guess I'll use that. And you can see all the like poop and such all over the place. There's a leg. Okay, so yeah. And if you're planning on breeding dubia, I wouldn't like recommend it if you don't have reptiles that are actually going to be eating them, because similar to breeding rats or mice, your colony will grow exponentially, extremely quickly. And wow, is that a shed skin? I think that's like a molt or whatever. I'm not like a huge insect person. I used to keep like tarantulas and stuff, but so I don't know a whole ton about the technical terms, but when it comes to the actual care of them, I usually do okay. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of let them acclimate themselves and just kind of go on in there. As you can see, it is quite a few. Actually, it's the most I've actually started off with, but it is still the least that I've had overall ever, which, well, not overall ever, but it's the least I've had in a very long time. But I'm glad that I got it all started again. I came to an understanding with my grandmother as well, so now she realizes that she basically just like took like a lot of money I invested into this and just threw it in the garbage basically. When I told her like how much the colony that I had was worth, she nearly killed me for not saying something. She, somehow that's my fault, because she expected me to do something about it, apparently. I don't know. I just came home one day and they were just like, my container was outside, upside down, being like dripping wet, and they were nowhere to be found. I was just like, oh no. Any more in here? Got the ones with separation anxiety here. Okay. No, don't go up my arm. Ow. Sunburn. Not up my arm. Not up my arm. Ow. Ow. Get off the sunburn. Okay, you're getting flipped. No separation anxiety. Come on. Get out. Get out. Like I said, these things are pretty resilient. Shaking the container like that doesn't even faze them. Grabbing them by the leg like that doesn't faze them as well. They pretty much are impossible to kill, so as I dig through dead ones, I guess that's kind of hypocritical. But yeah. I think that would be all the... No, we got a male in there. The males, for some reason, always seem to be the ones that are, like, hiding the most. Like, when it comes down to it, there's always a male hiding. It's never a female. It's always the males that hide. Alright. So, that is going to go in there. That one looks very, very dead. I'm getting bug juice all over me. That's gross. This container does not look quite as good from the initial sight of it. It looks like a lot of the ones in this container kicked the bucket, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, obviously it sucks. I didn't get completely what I paid for, but it's kind of my fault for being away when they came. But sometimes things just don't work quite how you expect them to. Okay, you guys are still on, right? You guys need to get off. And Dubia are a lot of work. Some people may tell you otherwise, but they're lying. They are quite a bit of work. If you're taking care of them properly, they should be a lot of work. But they can be extremely rewarding if you do put the time in. And as far as breeding goes, and like actually like doing that will probably be in another video. Basically breeding, it usually takes me a couple weeks to start seeing babies, and it's all about that temperature. It really, really is. It's all about keeping it hot in there. If it's not hot, they will not breed. If it is hot, they pretty much will do their business and you will have babies very quickly. Alright. I know I have other things that I want to say, but I can't think of them at the moment. Trying to bite me. So along with them not being able to climb, the other thing that makes, I remember what I was going to say actually, along with them not being able to climb, the other thing that makes them a really desirable breeding insect is, or just roach in general, it's the fact that if properly taken care of, they really don't smell. People told me that at first, and I was like, yeah, okay, bugs that don't smell, that's funny. Anybody who's had crickets ever basically realizes that they are one of the stinkiest and one of the most awful things on the face of the planet to deal with. I pretty much despise crickets, which is why I do the roaches. But, yeah. Here's a little male. Get in there. Get in there. And then stay in there. So I may have had my sexes mixed up because some of these males look like they're a little bit more developed than the ones I was pointing out earlier. God, there's still a bunch in there. There is serious separation anxiety in this. They do not want to get. Called when you're afraid of going outside. Can't think of it off the top of my head. Get off. Separation. Come on. Get off, loser.